let's get into the next topic, man. Nova, I think the PSVR2 PC support was yours. Set us up for it.
Yeah, I was surprised to see this online. It says we are currently testing the abilities to support PS VR2 players to access additional games on PC. So we talked about this before, Longhouse, about like the high bar of entry when it comes to playing PlayStation, the PSVR2, because you got to buy the console, you got to
Yeah.
get the headset and connect to the console, then you
Tethered.
finally get a
Yep.
chance to play the games. You know what I mean? So I want to ask you first, Skellington. What do you think that potentially this is signifying if PlayStation will just be like, all right, just connect it directly to the PC? Because they said that they may hope to see this support available sometime this year.
From what I know, it's kind of weird. I'm thinking about this. To me, it sounds like it's going to be software. I feel like it's just you can play the VR games on like PC and stuff like that. As far as that headset, bro, I think that shit dead. Like to ask for this to get that to be supported on PC is cool if that headset will run other things on PC.
There you
know what
go.
I mean? All my
There
other
you
VR stuff, can I use it for anything else except
you go.
PlayStation stuff? Then we got something looking good. Yeah, all right. It's like me picking up a new headset and I can play my PlayStation stuff too. Yeah, that's cool. But if that thing only plays PlayStation games, you're not selling me, bud.
Yeah, that's facts. I think that personally, I think that they're trying to like bring it over so they can like get more people utilizing the device. Because with PlayStation, man, we've seen it time and time again, man. They release something, don't support it. Release something, don't support it. And maybe they're trying to learn from their lesson, man. What do you think, Doc?
I think in the console space, they're the only ones that have this, right? So it would make sense to have that and to promote that way. But putting it on PC, now you got to compete against all the other ones, right? You got to compete against Quest. Google has one too, right? And then does the Apple one also work with PC or no? Does the Apple one doesn't
Not
work?
yet. Not officially.
Right. Okay, so there's all different types of things that you got to compete with, and I agree with what Skell said. If it's only going to be for PlayStation games, you're probably going to be able to get your hardcore PlayStation gamers, like the fools that bought the PlayStation Portal. I mean, the people that bought the PlayStation Portal, right? And those people will probably go ahead and dish out money to buy another one of these things, right? But I have friends that have the PSVR headset. Shout out to Isomotion Gaming, also YouTube content creator, and he tells me his thing just collects dust. And now that he's got the Quest 3, is that the newest one that's out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got a PC. He doesn't ever see a need to play the PlayStation one because there's just not enough there to actually play. So if they do what Skell says and they let it allow to open it up to let it play everything, then you got something. It's another competition, right? But I don't know. We'll see what Sony does.
That's a great point, man. Asante, what do you think, man? Do you think that if and when they do this, do you think that they're going to fully let you play other games besides the PlayStation games only?
So this to me is the reason to buy a PSVR 2. I am a big VR head. As you see, I have my Quest 3 here. I have a PSVR 1 here. I have a Valve Index over there as well. I love VR. I've always been a VR head in that way. I know it's a niche product that it still takes a lot to get going, but I've always thought it was the future eventually. Why I didn't buy a PSVR 2 is because all they have are ports of games that are better on PC already anyway.
Bingo.
And one or two exclusives, literally like one or two. And those two exclusives weren't enough to justify the hardware. Right?
Resident Evil 4?
But I will say,
is that one of them?
Resident Evil 4 is interesting because eventually, just like Resident Evil 7, I think it is, there was a PC version eventually that came out. So eventually they opened the door to it. They like to play the money hat games, but eventually they bring it out to everywhere else. What is exciting to me about this news is PSVR 1 was cobbled into the PC use case. People were able to get it to work, right? Even the PSVR 1, which, let's be honest, was terrible hardware. It was trash hardware. When it comes to VR specifically, you get what you pay for. The more you put into it, the better experience you get. So if your first experience is a really shitty one, you will never like it. You'll think that it's crap, even though it's the hardware that's causing it, right? This is super exciting to me because PSVR2 actually has really decent tech. From a technical perspective, it is decent tech. It has things in it that this guy does not. Foveated rendering, which basically focuses all of the processing power where you're looking, and eye tracking. So only where you look is where it's adding the resources. So it can give you so much overhead. Looks so great, but that's because everywhere else you're not looking is not looking so great. But your eyeballs are watching where it's great, so it only focuses the good resources on that place. The what do you call it? The Apple Vision Pro does that. The Quest Pro did that. This does not do that, but the PSVR 2 does, right? So for me, I'm waiting with bated breath. Tell me I can play the Steam VR. You tell me that, I will take my money. I will give it to you today. I've been waiting to buy that thing. That's what I want. But the idea that it'll only play what do you call it, PSVR games on PC, that's not an attainable thing, because 85% of that library are on PC already, except for literally GT7 and The Climb, a la what do you call it? The Horizon.
Oh, Horizon! Oh, The Climb.
But that's a game. It's a game. Like, it's literally a VR game called The Climb. There's a game called The Climb, and literally that's Call of the Mountain. They took The Climb and they put a Call of the Mountain skin on it, and they went, there you go, where you're climbing, the whole thing.
Wait. Sony reskinning games? What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What? Sony reskinning games over and over and then calling it something different.
You will see my money fly out of my pocket when it's official and it's supported, and it's also supported by, like, I need it to be supported on Steam VR. Once you have that, you got me. I will 100% buy it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man. So these gentlemen done had some great points, man. From, hey, we need open access to all games. Asante also pointed out that the headset itself is a better product, it seems, than the Quest 3 in some instances.
In some aspects, yeah.
In some aspects and some capabilities. So that's dope. So what do you think, Black Viking? What do you think that this is signifying for Sony?
For one, it's indicating that they looked at those numbers and the PSVR2 sales have fucking plummeted.
Oh, get him! Get him!
Like, hey, we need.
Get him!
This is a high-fi rush situation.
Wait a minute.
Absolutely.
No, I was just trying to get you, Doc. I was just trying to get you.
Mute him. Play with my emotions like this.
No, so they looked at those numbers and I was like, all right, how do we, because the thing that hampered the PSVR 2, in my opinion, one, it's always tethered. Quest beats that shit out of the park. Plus it's cheaper, right? Two, Asante had the PSVR 1 and all the games that he purchased
do not
will
go to
not
part
go
2.
over to PSVR 2.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's weak, bro.
Even something as
sounds like
simple as
Sony.
Beat Saber, you got to re-up, which is crazy to me, right? So for Asante's point though, he's excited for it. He's a huge VR head. He would like to just tether his he already has the Quest, right? So he would like to tether his PSVR 2 to the PC. When I see both of them side by side, even if that's the case, for me, for more versatility, I'm always going to pick up the Quest 3 because I can have it untethered, right?
Yep.
I can sideload apps into it or whatever, and I'm Gucci. I can go anywhere with it.
And by the way, to your point, sir, Quest 3 uses, what is it, Wi-Fi 6E. As long as your house is cabled up right with good Wi-Fi, it's like being tethered to a PC anyway. You can play wirelessly your PC stuff. So the Quest does have leaps and bounds more versatility. So you definitely are right on that.
Yeah.
But the PSVR 2 gets a second life if they allow for PC. It becomes actually useful for once if they put it on PC.
No, I 100% agree. They looked at it. They probably looked at those numbers and they was like, and this is crazy to me. So instead of saying we have to give people a reason to get the PSVR 2 with supporting it with more games or adding some third party stuff to it. Instead, they're just like, we just gonna put it on PC. Like they show no kind of incentive to all the people that bought their product to keep supporting it. And that's why and that's why I don't fuck with PlayStation like that, man. I don't, man. Like they make some good games like that are exclusive, but when it comes to how they treat consumers or customers and their ecosystem, them always getting hacked, like I just dropping support for the Vita, dropping support for PSVR1.
He said them always getting hacked.
Bro, they are always getting hacked, bro. It's crazy.
They are getting hacked.
Like that's why I just can't mess with them. But I do think it does give them another use case for the PSVR2, and they might be able to push out some more units, especially when people are looking for like the best of the best kind of headset to tether to their PC to play Alex or to play Flight Sim or whatever. That's what they'll use. Yeah. Okay, Asante, when you talked about the eye tracking stuff, is there any latency at all? Because like your eyes move very fast. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy. And actually, the best in that, believe it or not, is the Apple Vision Pro right now. It's just nuts. Like
really good.
I went and had a test of it. It's just bananas. Like it's so weird that your brain is not used to it. Wherever you look, it's I was throwing things all over the place because I happen to be looking all over the place, and as soon as it sees your hand do this, it's moving things. It's crazy. But
how much does that one cost? Is that the really expensive one?
Do that.
$3,500.
Yeah, better do that.
But let's be fair, $3,500. If you compare it to other headsets in the market that do that, that's the cheapest thing you can ever find. Like, believe it or not, it is super cheap what Apple has released, because there have been other headsets that do that companies use to like model cars and things, and they're talking like 10 grand. They're talking 15 grand.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh. So it is actually quite cheap what they've done for what you're getting.
Right.
Well, quick question. You said you're probably the only person who I know that actually has got a chance to try on that Apple Vision Pro, man. Is it pretty heavy of a headset? Because you said you got a lot. It
is heavy as hell. It is heavy as hell. Like they learned some lessons and then did not learn other lessons. Like the first thing I said to the Apple guy is, you guys did a great job. You'll sell a lot of these.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you're probably right. Like, because it's super expensive. It's not, you don't get what you pay for as far as the $3,000, right? The stuff it does better than anything I've ever seen. Like, if you're buying it for if you're a movie buff, movie experience, there is nothing better than this headphone to use. But you're only going to get to use it for like 90 minutes to 2 hours max, because A, the battery's not that big, and B, the thing is very front loaded, very heavy. This is much better. The Quest 3, to this day, that is what I would recommend to people to pick up. Easy, versatile, light.
I might have to make the switch from the 2 to the 3.